Uh, Tonight's lesson will be a little different than most of them. It's going to be a little interactive. I'm going to be going around the audience, saying, what are some of the excuses people give for not studying the Bible or having Bible studies or engaging in spiritual matters with strangers? Anybody? Excuses? Not enough time. Bible's too hard to understand. I don't know enough. Time? Not interested. Working at the right place? Okay. On the job.
The Bible's outdated. It doesn't apply to today.
Yeah. Okay, outdated doesn't apply to today. Or how about too busy or too hard? This going to be rejected, or I have more important things to do. There's a million excuses people can come up with. I saw a social media post from a Christian in Ukraine, and it just struck me. And I asked her if I had permission to repost this picture. And tonight's lesson I'm calling. I got to point it that way. Down. Trench teacher, or trench lessons. No, that's not a typo. Not French teacher. Although I wouldn't have been a very good student as a French student. So, trench teacher. Here's the photo that was posted. I don't know if you can read that. It says, Fadir Sandor, a professor at Uzhhorod National University, holds an online class for his students right from the front line. That's front line in eastern Ukraine. Probably mortar fire going off around him, but he didn't give that as an excuse. Being in the middle of battle to conduct a lesson. I wish more Christians were dedicated. Although this wasn't a Bible lesson, this certainly could be a Bible lesson, because physical lives are in peril here. Thousands have been killed already. Tens of thousands wounded. Over 1 million people abducted and removed from the country by Russia. So there's a battle for not only physical beings, but the spiritual being. And the spiritual is much more important. So I commend the Christians in Ukraine who are still conducting services when they can, when there aren't air raid sirens going off or they're not under curfew in Kiev. And the people that, here's another picture of him where he's in non-combat fatigues. He was, and his quote is, well, Lisa Bondarenko, who provided this post, says, "Remember my post about the professor from the front line? This is him in normal life." And his quote is, to this Kiev publication, "We are fighting for an educated nation," says fighter professor, Uzhhorod National University, Fedor Sandor. And we are fighting for educated people. We need to educate them that God is real. And God will judge everyone. There's no escaping the final judgment. You might escape physical war on earth, but not final judgment. And this is Lisa and her husband, Anton. They just celebrated their 26th wedding anniversary a couple of weeks ago in Kiev. That's one of the time of the year I've not been there, is April, May, when everything's in bloom. I've seen pictures. It's absolutely beautiful. But they have a son I've been there 8 years, so he's probably to 17 by now. And the Christians, they are facing some tough situations, but they're not using everyday excuses not to read the Bible and meet in adverse conditions. And the Christians in eastern and southern Ukraine are in much worse shape. I hope everyone prays for them and that they're able to save some souls in this horrible time. And I just want you to remember this. This is real, a real battle. And the song you picked for opening is perfect with about Christian soldiers. We are all soldiers of Christ, and we have a duty to save as many souls as we can, and to stop making excuses, and myself included, to not study the Bible more and reach out to others about the Bible and salvation. So, in closing, I know that there are things in life that get in the way, and there are some valid excuses, but there are also some invalid excuses. And we need to try to distance ourselves and minimize the invalid excuses and do more and complain less. Yes, we have some things to complain about, but I wouldn't trade my complaints with what's going on in the country of Ukraine and the surrounding areas there. So, in addition, I would ask that you pray for all the Christians in Ukraine, that they remain strong and are successful in getting salvation for those lost souls in Ukraine and around the world before it is too late, because the battle is ongoing. Satan will not stop until Jesus returns, and he will return someday. So if there's anything that you need at this time, please come forward as we stand and sing the invitation song. Thank you.